Hey, this is Darren LaCroix. Here I am with a legend in the World Championship, Dale Smith. Dale won the World Championship. Well, first you competed and came in second in what year?
1961 in Seattle, Washington.
1961, Seattle, Washington. And just a few years later, 1967, you won.
That's right. Here's my theory. I went from 1961 to 67, worked on the speech. I figured if you put in 1 year for every minute you speak, it ought to be a pretty good speech.
But he has not just won the championship, he's done so much since then. And this is his novel, Turn Back Time. And this won the Benjamin Franklin Award?
Benjamin Franklin Award for popular fiction.
For popular fiction. How cool is that? It's one thing to win, but then, okay, now what are you going to do?
Well, I tell you, my daughter and I write together, and I simply put to work the things I learned as a speaker and turned it to the printed page.
Wow. And he also does children's books, and you have to see how well this is illustrated. This is got some amazing pictures in it.
Now, I don't do the artwork. I made a D- in stick figures.
That's
yeah.
D- in stick figures.
But I have a wonderful artist. And by the way, if you write a children's book, the publisher does not want you to send artwork. Because if you're a new writer, they will team you with a well-known illustrator, and that gives credibility to what you say.
Interesting. Insights into creating your book or writing your book. So, tell me a little bit about, I'm just fascinated. You won and you're sticking around, and I just sat in on his program about writing. Awesome program, brilliant, and really gets the point across for writers, and you make it simple for us. And I thought it was incredibly well done, and I don't say that often.
Wow.
So, how can people learn more about you, or do you have a website, or?
They can email me at smithdale2, SMITHDALE, and the number 2 at AOL.com.
All right, I will put that on the screen so they see it clearly.
Right, and soon I will have a website, everyspeechabwinner.com.
Everyspeechabwinner.com.
It's not up yet, but they'll contact me via email. I'll let them know what it is. It's going to have a series of little minute and a half tips about speaking, and then some webinars and so on. Cool. I want you to get some webinar.
You just ask, and I'll be there. If I'm not booked, I'll be there. I promise I will help. So, what was the contest like for you personally? What did it do for you, or?
I think first of all, it gave me confidence, and secondly, it gave me some guidance, because I wanted so much to win, as we always do, and fell short. I think the first time I competed, I made it through a couple of levels until 3 seconds overtime and lost. Learned the importance of timing.
You don't forget that lesson.
No, that's right. You don't, when you lose out because of that. And so, in the process of going to the competition and then staying in the clubs and so on, and in fact, the year after I came in second in the international, I got beat out in the area.
Wow.
I didn't really prepare. I mean, you're a good guy.
A little overconfident. Humility.
Yeah, so
Step 1, timing. Step 2, humility.
And of course, one of the big things is to surround yourself with people who care about what you care about, and who care about your success. And get mentoring, get coaching, and build a mastermind team. Just learn and learn, implement and implement and implement, and you're going to move up.
Perfect. And I don't know if you've seen it. Well, you obviously saw my speech today in video. I don't know what you've seen for a contest, but how is this contest different back then than it is today?
Well, in 1961, when I came in second, you got your speech title 8 hours. You got 3 topics, 8 hours before the presentation, and you chose one of the 3. And in that 8 hours, you prepared a fresh speech, at least theoretically.
Wow.
And so that was the situation back in
theoretically.
The 50s.
Did you pick up on that word, theoretically?
Well, I researched the guy that beat me. Somebody said, he just gave a canned speech. He just took one of the titles and fit it into the presentation. I don't really do it not. But anyway, that was one of the big things. And then in the next few years, they changed the rules, and you could work and work and work with speech, like you talked about, just keep refining it. And I say never, ever, ever practice a speech. Pre-experience it.
Pre-experience it.
In
That
other
is
words,
a new term.
Be there. Be in front of that audience. I mean, you may be standing on the side of a lake, or you may be in your bedroom, but see that audience there, and you're actually talking to them, and you're sharing with them. And so that's the key. When I stepped up on the platform in 1967 in Toronto, first of all, that morning at 4:30 in the morning, I was on that platform giving that presentation, and that audience was there in my mind. And so I was talking to them, and I actually changed one of my gestures because it was a wide room. And I said, all of us, I've heard the speaker say, now my third point. And I realized that the people right in front of me are going to see that I just have two fingers up. But then I turned it and pulled it back toward me. And as a result, we had a crescendo. I said, all of us have made the mistake, or we have heard somebody make the mistake of saying, now my third point. So our visual is communicating one thing, our auditory is communicating something else. We've heard somebody say my third point, and I turned and pulled it back like this. A crescendo built because the people in front saw it, and a split second later, the side saw it, and the impact was much greater.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And those of you watching, I was blown away by how sharp you were doing improv when somebody started teasing you from the audience. I was like, I love it.
Yeah.
I have to ask you, 80 years old, and this guy is sharp, articulate, on. How do you do it?
Staying with it, staying with the groups, being in front of audiences. I do a lot of programs with little kids. I mean, you can't fake little kids. I mean, little kids are going to go to sleep on you if you're faking it. But if you're there and you're talking to them and you're really with them, then they're going to respond. And I mean, their hands are going to be going up, and they're going to open their mouths and they're going to open their eyes. They're going to be right with you.
They love the attention.
And they love a granddad figure, a great granddad figure in my case. And so you communicate. There's the key. Communicate. Commonness. Communication, communicare, the Latin word, common. So you have something common with that audience. You have something that you want to share with that audience, and it's a matter of delivery. You have it, and you develop the techniques to get it from you to them.
And last question, did you have any mentors or coaches?
I've had several mentors. By the way, I met Patricia Fripp, your special, and I was in at least one session with her. The NSA many years ago. I spoke with young people group there.
Oh, okay.
And I, of course, look up to a number of people. Dito Cobain, spent some time with him. And then in the broadcasting field, a number of people and so on. So, but yeah, having some people you can look up to and can learn from and get support from means so much. I think that's where you make such a contribution, is that you are so supportive of the people you get involved with. That means so much.
Hey, Dale, thanks for spending the time with us, and check out his award-winning book, Turn Back Time.
Well, I do want to dispel one error and one rumor that you played a part in, and I'll do that for the group today. It is not necessary to be a world champion speaker that you be bald.
I was not born a short, bald guy. Well, actually, I guess I was.